welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters qualifier here as we are getting into Maru versus TY. It's TvT for the ages because they're both really good players.
And it's not even for the qualifying match yet because they will have to go through Has or Keen, which is the other match in the round of 16 here of these groups. Of these brackets.
It's a good point. I mean, 4 legendary players in that bracket now left over. four
one of them stands out. He hails from Taiwan.
One of them against Terran. He's a legend among men, indeed.
It's against Terran as well. That's what makes it funny. Because that's like where he goes really wild. That's where you lost it.
That's where it all happened.
On a similar map pool, which contained Vanny research stations.
It's true. I still can't watch that video without laughing at myself because of how stupid I am.
Yeah, it's a contagious laugh, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
You made me laugh too, pretty hard, like when it happened.
I know you normally keep your composure quite well. I'll be honest, but that one time, But then
I got angry and I said, "Stop it!
Stop it!" It's got almost 100,000 views, I think, that now. It's my one claim to fame. I've done all this casting for years and years and years, and then that is the one thing that's watched the most, I suppose. All I had to do was laugh. All right. Anyway, Daybreak is going to be our map between Maru and TY.
Okay, they're ready. So here we go. We're going to be playing on Daybreak up first, and this is a pretty massive match, man.
Yeah.
Maru against TY. Again,
cool.
I keep emphasizing like how huge matches we get here in these qualifiers, but this is, if you're a Terran player, like these guys, they are definitely, I think, in your top 5.
Yeah.
Even though, like, again, sometimes they don't play as well. They're huge names here for Terran and in StarCraft.
All right, let's get into it. Up to the top right, it's our red Terran, it's Maru. And down to the bottom left, it's our blue Terran, it is TY. And these two, TY was at Homestory Cup, right? And he was the only Korean that got knocked out before the round of 8.
Yeah, but he lost to Koreans, including Zest.
Yes.
His teammate. Interesting to note that the Terran rankings, or even like the illegal overall rankings, have 4 Terrans in the top 6. TY is 2nd and Maru is 6th.
It's pretty good.
So both of them have been winning a lot of StarCraft games. Let's just say that, right?
Yeah. We have Beyond and Innovation, who are number 1 and 3, already qualified for the tournament. Now will TY round it out for the 1-2-3 combo. Wait, Dark's already qualified as well, right? So 1, 3, and 4 are already qualified for the tournament.
Yeah. Which, if we go according to rankings, TY should beat Maru.
Ooh.
It's never that easy, though, is it?
No.
To be honest, like Maru, I think looked a lot more impressive against Rogue than TY did against Sion. Like TY, they were both 2-0s, but I watched a little bit of TY against Sion, and I don't know, man. I feel like Maru did maybe a bit better against Rogue. So then again, now it's direct comparison. It's TvT, and by the look of things, we're gonna have TY doing a 2-gas opener, so a little bit of more of an innovation-esque build where you can expect most likely a Cloak Banshee to be used and very aggressive and a late second base. Whereas Maru, he stayed on 1 gas and he's going to be going for that earlier command center. He's going to be the defensive player most likely.
Yeah, the 2 on each gas here for TY. Very, very efficient with his mining at the moment. There's going to be a factory thrown down here for him. He even scouted out just in case there were any proxies up to the top 3rd base location, but that is not to be here from Maru. As the Reaper is now on the way to have a bit of a scooter boot.
Don't go there.
Scooter boot. That's what I do.
Scarlett's doing well, by the way. She won against Bly 2-1, so now she's waiting for Patience or Gyeonggi, which will be 1 match away from the qualifying match, which would be against Curious or Alive. So the dream's still very much alive here for Scarlett. I was trying to find another word, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I saw it in you.
And then in the other brackets, we've got Billoway against Super, playing as the winner of Su against Cyan. Another non-Korean here doing well, beating Masa earlier.
That's
and then
good for him.
Second bracket, Impact, he's playing Bunny, and then Bill will play Sorry on top. So still a lot of Terran and Zerg, a couple Protosses, like all races are in play here.
All right,
even the 5th race has.
The 5th race. Wait, who's the 4th? Oh.
The 4th race is Moon.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot about that.
Actually, Moon is the 5th race, technically. Because Warcraft has 4 races.
Rip.
Can you imagine people expected Warcraft 3 to be balanced when there is 4 races? Cyclone actually coming forward here from TY. I predicted the Cloak Banshee and it might come later, but first he's going to be this attack here with Reaper and this one Cyclone. Oh, he almost gets the Widowmine.
Yeah, almost.
He can throw grenades.
Oh, the Reaper got surrounded on the other side as well.
That was bad. I'm not sure he should have lost that, but I guess he tanked the shot from that mine, and now Reaper still getting in there.
I mean, I'm confused as what's happened on both sides of the map, never mind anything else. The Reaper on the other side got surrounded. This one was like 2 Reapers in it.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
Wow, actually, like, TY was very close to doing a lot more damage than this as well. Like, the Widowmine's very low on hit points, another SCV got injured, but maybe the follow-up drop that he's going for, which is going to be what? A tank and some Marines?
Where are you? Oh, okay, over here. All right. And he's going to be going up against Marines and a Viking.
Maybe even a double tank, even though he's supply blocked right now. That's my casting for you. Like, I praise these players, like, 2 up the absolute best tier, and then we go in, like, it's like 39 out of 39 for 5 minutes.
It was just
like, what are you doing? Is this Bronze League?
But anyway, we'll see how this is going to play out for them as TY is flying over towards the right-hand side here with these Marines and a tank inside. There is a Raven on the way as well for Maru, so it's as if both players are just like, what on earth is going on the other side? And trying to...
The one spot, Maru's not ready in, by the way.
Yeah. This is a really good little push by him, to be honest.
It's going to be very hard to be cost-effective, actually, against an already siege tank that does more damage than it used to.
And he'll have to get on out of there. Will not unsiege that siege tank to get it out. Just looks for damage where he can.
Yeah, nice setup here from Maru to try and defend cost-effectively, but he lost a lot, and still a lot of the SCVs in his natural are injured. It's quite a bit ahead in walker count, though, 40 to 33, so that earlier expansion so far being defended well enough by Maru, I think, for us to say that he's ahead.
Drops a scan as well to see his opponent's infrastructure. Really sees nothing more than...
Oh, the drop on the tank in the main. Maru is not ready. Gonna drop an auto turret, but a little bit late. Wow.
That's very nice here for TY, and trying to get a little bit more damage done, but actually weakened so many of those SCVs. Got a few more available, but only 6 kills overall.
Oh, man. And he brought back the walker count to even here, TY, with a 3rd base earlier than his opponent on location.
Oh, wow.
That last drop, I don't think he was supposed to do a lot, but Maru was not paying attention to his siege tank in the main. TY jumped on the opportunity, like literally dropped around it. Raven was kind of AFK, dropped the auto turret a little bit late, and then TY just moved out of position outside of the range of that. And those end up doing quite a bit of damage there with that.
And for Maru, so far, that double engineering bay hasn't really done much. He's only now just starting his 1-1 and drops the scan again. Sees the opponent's army. Sees it's quite extensive, but I think he has enough to be on lockdown at the moment against it, so shouldn't be too bad with the siege tanks that he has available. And missile turrets going to be added on here for Maru, but TY is, I mean, for the most part, he just cut corners. He doesn't have really much defense at all. He's been the aggressor overall.
Maru's going to have 1-1 way earlier, by the way. Like, he already has his on the way, whereas TY's E-base are not even finished yet, so that's definitely something he's got going for him. Usually it's very hard to get a fight with an upgrade lead, but now the gap's going to be so wide between when those upgrades complete for TY that it might actually happen that CC is going to be under huge threat there, and the army is very far away from Maru.
Yeah. He's deciding not to go all the way forwards there. Drops the scan, sees the amount of army that is up at the front, and these 8 Marines aren't going to be enough to really do too much to that. Sends one forward to see where the army is.
He might just set up a stronghold there. Yeah, he's going to do that. Send 1 Marine forward here. Maru is going to use his air control to try and push back those medivacs and maybe edge forward with his own tanks.
Yeah, and it's not exactly... I mean, TY has to leave. Without any Vikings at all, there's no way he can sit around.
He delayed the taking of that 3rd base. And in the meantime, look across the map. He's got his own 3rd base being saturated, and he's doing really well.
Not too bad at all. Maru, what are we going towards now? There's still more barracks on the way, even though he's got like an exclusively Viking and tank composition right now. Just needs a few more Marines out, and then he can start doing what he does.
You know what frustrates me a little bit about this game and like the openers that we saw? I feel like if you do the opener that TY did and you go across the map with a Cyclone, you're gonna fail like super hard.
Yeah.
But then somehow when he does it, like he finds a way to do a bit of damage. He's constant with the aggression, and those end up having the one drop that does a lot. But when you do it, it's like none of them work.
Yeah. I guess it's, at this point, these guys know each other so well that they know there's potential for the room for those kind of moves. As Viking on the right-hand side here is going to be sent around by TY. He's even dropping a sensor tower now on his side so that he can be well defended. Likewise, so is Maru.
You mentioned they know each other so well, and I mean, look at their main bases. Yeah. Both of them with the same sensor tower and a bunch of turrets.
Yep.
Especially Maru actually quite overdid it. Like, look, there's a Widowman up there.
Yeah, it's been sat there
Please
for a little
send a medevac. Like, they both know that each of them really likes medevac drops and sometimes even gets, so to speak, over-aggressive. So they both get perfectly ready. A sensor tower definitely is very discouraging, though, to drop against.
Oh, yeah.
I think, like, you see that, you definitely don't go for it, but then that's when... because the opponent doesn't think that you actually go for it.
That's when one of the Terrans positions their entire army away from the Sense Tower, thinking that, you know, oh, well, the Sense Tower is enough to dissuade them from going there. But no, no, no. We shall see. So just Marines everywhere now. TY moving out with small forces. And actually, I think he... Oh, okay. I thought he was maybe going to load up a load of those medevacs up at the top, but not to be.
Did TY forget +2 attack? Yes, he did. Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay, started, yeah.
Starts it, but look at how late it is compared to the +2 of Maru. It's super late.
Drop a scan. Who's dropping it? Oh, it was up here. Maru trying to spot anything up to that location. Sees a few Marines in the bush.
And he's going to move towards that location, actually, knowing that there is a low chance TY is going to be in position to defend that, but TY is scouting Marines on the map.
Scans towards the middle as well. Sees no base. Sees that the watchtower is claimed. Gonna try and skirt down towards the bottom.
And Maru's gonna take the middle base here instead of the one in the corner like TY, so just goes to show how aggressive he wants to be. I wonder why they don't take out this debris in the middle of the map here if they want to be so aggressive.
Yeah, that middle base easier for Maru to kind of draw back to and defend as a fourth base, whereas TY spread himself quite thinly across these locations, but if the fight is in the middle, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, Liberators here are gonna be great for this. He can just keep on sieging forward. Those tanks are covering those Liberators. Yeah, you can't attack them. That is so good here from Maru, who's, I think, looking really strong right now, army-wise. 122 army supply against 105 as well.
Since tower towards the middle as well here. Maru going to push in against some of these siege tanks. Yeah, they did, and that could be an opportunity. It's actually going to draw a lot of those Marines into the tank fire. Liberators on the very edge of it as well, trying to focus down these tanks. Maru really pushing the problem here for TY.
Oh, he uses the auto turrets to take out another one of those tanks. So it's now going to be 8 tanks for Maru and 5 Liberators against just the 7 tanks of TY, who might be in trouble.
That air dominance was a big deal there for Maru. Even though there were scans going down everywhere, those Vikings still kind of zoning them away, and the Liberators in tandem did a lot of zoning. TY now under some pressure here towards the third base. Still more reinforcements coming across the map on the minimap there for Maru.
And I think Maru fully understands right now that he doesn't even need to go for that third base. He could just go for that fourth base, but it seems like he wants to. He knows that he has a superior army. The tanks synergize so well with the Liberators that he's going to keep on edging forward here with those liberation zones plus siege modes.
I think TY is going to try and go around. Yeah. I think he's just going to go for the full potential base trade here.
And he's doing that really smart as well. He's leaving the tanks back at home there to defend against that siege of Maru, who's now walking back thanks to that sensor tower in a sick position, actually, on the Zelnaga watchtower.
Maru, where are you going to go, though? I think he's drawing the rest of his army away slowly from this.
Okay, that top left base is gone.
Yeah, okay, so he just pulls back and kills that off. That's nice. At the same time, though, TY is looking for the soft, squishy innards here of Maru, maybe sending some of those Marines over to that third base, and yes, he probably will. And realizing that planetary fortress is hard to break down. There goes that third command center. Likewise, on the other side, as you said, though, the fourth did fall for TY. He's trying to use liberation zones as well on some of those siege tanks. TY pulling it back. Marines still on the right-hand side, pushing up against this. Here come the reinforcements though for Maru. The liberation zones as well from those liberators, pushing this back. Vikings looking to push it forwards as well here, on towards those medevacs. The 3 siege tanks at the back doing a lot of damage there to Maru's marine line. He needs to bring back his reinforcements here, does Maru.
Maru's army is very strong, but it's a lot more immobile. And it requires a lot more micro. He's actually getting chased down right now. TY, if you look at his army composition, it's only Marines and tanks.
Yeah.
The medivacs yell by themselves, so I'm not going to list them. But Maru, he has to worry about Liberators, tanks. He's even made a bunch of Vikings and tried to take air control for a little bit, so his army is definitely much harder to manage.
Good pickup gets out of there, does Maru, with some of those siege tanks, and now this one siege tank is sacrificed, as it was just trying to get into a good position to do a bit more damage to that planetary fortress. This is difficult here for TY to break these locations and trying to keep up with the tech that is available to Maru.
There we go. I talked about the drop into a sensor tower.
Oh, okay.
There's still the Widow Mine there. Oh, okay, no, he's not going to go all the way up.
No. It's actually going to hit a pretty good location. Oh, the Marines.
And Maru flies the main orbital into that earlier third base. I like this. It's going to be able to start mining from there right away.
Yeah, while TY is constructing one up to the top left-hand corner.
And he flew his to the middle base, so both players doing really well with that.
Oh, he actually broke down the sensor tower there with a siege tank up to the top left. It's TY. That's a really cool play. Means he can open that location up or force another sensor tower to be constructed up there.
Yeah, which it is.
Nice. They're quite expensive at sensor towers. As Maru, at the moment...
For a Protoss, yeah, they would be. For these millionaires, I'm not so sure.
No, true. Mules for days. Liberator, no! Ooh, very, very close to death.
Not sure why he's sending that there. Scan Wars. Oh, no, another sensor tower.
Oh, no!
They are endangered. They are an endangered species here in this game.
Just leave them alone.
Leave Brittany alone. Even a couple missile turrets actually on Maru's third base there. Maybe worried about like a single Liberator or Medivac going by and dropping into his middle line.
He's gonna go. He's going. He is going. Oh my god.
You wanna drop me?
Oh,
I'll drop you.
Those Liberators setting up as well here. This is on
this
right
is
on
gonna
top of
be
the
so hard
infrastructure.
to engage into. Liberators plus tanks.
Yeah.
Very well positioned. Maru needs to preserve his Marines if he can next to his army.
Yeah, he sent a lot forwards there actually, and they did die off quite quickly. And now he's gonna have to unsiege and pick up, I think, eventually.
It doesn't feel like he can though.
Yeah, I guess he can just stick around. He's doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, that's really is going to weaken the production of TY, who's almost maxed out here. He's thinking about what he needs to do. Does he want to counterattack or does he try and defend there?
What a great game to start off this series, as TY is still loaded up here. He's got his full army just stood there doing nothing, losing units and buildings to these siege tanks that they are going to get down. They are going to pick up and get away.
Oh, one of those dies.
Oh, he's tried to stim a few of those Marines at the front there to chase them down, but I don't think he can even reinforce this location. There's a lot of siege tanks here for Maru. You do not want to go that far forwards with those Marines.
Oh, Maru, what?
Unsieged was TY. He was trying to take that opportunity whilst it was unsieged, but now they're sieged up and doing a lot of damage here. There's a ton of Marines out here for TY.
Both players on 11 tanks. We've got 2 Liberators here for TY, who's also on 3. Actually, both players have 3 Vikings. This could be very good for TY if he can win the air war and then set up his Liberators against none.
He definitely needs to preserve this army, I feel, while he's setting his infrastructure back up, because he lost quite a few buildings down there, and definitely a lot of add-ons, so he had to remake those.
Upgrade-wise, they are absolutely equal, except on the vehicle weapons, on which it's only TY that's got +2, so for the tanks, basically.
Yeah.
So that's actually an upgrade that could be missing for Maru, that would be very important, especially when they've got this many tanks.
Alright, just gonna try and take this angle now. God, TY's army's so huge. Likewise, so is Maru's, but it's slightly split for the moment, as the majority of it is now in this location.
It's time to use those Liberators here, TY. Since they've got an even Viking count. Actually, he's ahead by 1 Viking now. Yeah.
He's only got the 1 Liberator now that I look at it, but really needs that in a good spot, and would ideally even just sacrifice a few more Marines for more, if as long as he can contend with the air wars. He did add on another starport, right? So he could do very well in that department. This game's going to go longer, Todd.
Yeah.
This is...
56 Marines are going to steam forward here, straight into these Vikings, and he snipes a lot of them in tanks as well. That was a huge pick-off here for TY. Maru not paying attention enough.
That was perfect for him. Really good trade there for TY.
It's time to go through the middle. I think he's ready for the base trade. He's going to force TY back.
Drop scans. He sees this army moving, and
Marines are going to steam on the other side from TY.
Oh my god.
This is absolute madness. TY trying to relocate his tanks here to make sure he can set up defensively.
But they're not in the ideal spot at all here for TY. The Marines on the other side are just going to go ham on some of this production here from Maru, as well as some of the income. And oh my god, Maru.
He's sending the tanks back by themselves.
Yeah, both players have split up their tanks and the Marines.
They're playing defensively with the tanks and offensively with all of their Marines. The bank, though, for TY is massive. Behind this, he's going to be able to remake so many units.
Well, the SCVs here aren't really doing too much at all now for Maru. They're kind of just blocking the way here for TY to get through.
Maru's on 3 factories, by the way, as opposed to the 2 of TY.
Yeah.
Why did he remake a CC in his main?
Did he? Oh, yeah, he did. That's weird. I mean, I guess maybe he wanted to fly over to the left side.
Oh, you can't walk in there, Maru!
Oh my god, that's so much damage!
And attacking into a PF as well with these few Marines is going to be really tough, even though they are 3-3, as long as the opponent repairs properly.
Units.
TY overextending all the lag, though, across the map. He's actually behind his supply now.
He lost a lot of Marines, I think, as well there while these trades were going on.
What in the world is this game?
It's crazy.
I feel like if either player had brought a couple tanks with their Marines, let's say like 4, they could have actually sieged those PFs.
Oh, he's taking down tank after tank as well on the left-hand side, just bringing down all these ones. And here come the reinforcements to try and push this away from TY, but...
That was great.
Whew.
He didn't just speak off tanks, he also caused some high-pitched voice from you.
Oh, yeah, it was a little bit hype. Sorry about that.
Speaking of tanks!
Yes, Maru here just reinforcing through the middle now after these rocks have been broken down. Siege tank's in the right spot here, though. Can't really push on too hard against that, can Maru.
Oh man, they've almost mined out their side of the map here for the most part.
All right,
TY is still behind in supply.
10 tanks to 11.
He's getting 3 CCs.
Whoa.
He's already planning to double expand in the middle of the map. I don't know.
How many workers does he have? 45. So it's not like he needs to produce a ton very, very fast. Just wants
even
mules.
if he did, like, you don't get like so many more CCs, especially like in a game like this where you're not maxed out and your opponent has more army than you, which I'm not sure he's aware of.
He needs himself some more supply depots because they were killed off during that little attack by Maru previously, and now he can't really max out in full effectiveness against Maru's army. So he just needs a few more supply depots. I suppose the command centers will free up
the triple factory of Maru is a big deal. And by the way, Maru not only caught up on the +2 vehicle weapons, he just started his own +3.
Yeah.
So if he can get that with this massive amount of tanks, it will be huge. He's on 15 tanks to 10 right now, Kailas.
He's dropping the scan, seeing where those tanks are, trying to maneuver around them to the left-hand side.
Maru has way more army, to be honest. If he can snipe this base here, it doesn't matter if after that he loses everything.
But half of his army is still at home.
Yeah, so but I think he's going to wait for maybe TY to go and defend the top left-hand side, and then he's going to go through the middle with what he's got left. Or he's going to hope that TY attacks into him, which right now TY is going to posture forward. He can't go for that attack.
Yeah, I think
this is perfect use, actually, of his entire army. You don't want to attack with everything. You split it half and half, and it's perfect.
Yeah, I don't think TY realized just how much was left back at home. He saw it briefly with a glimpse on those Vikings, but that entire chunk up towards the top left was smaller than he may have anticipated it being.
And actually, TY's got a tank trapped at home.
Oh, whereabouts?
Used to lift one of his barracks.
Aw, sorry, mate. Actually, those tanks will continue getting stuck if that rally point's the same. Let's see when that pops out in front of the moment. But this army up to the top left, still just trying to deny fourth bases. The one in the middle is mining healthily now.
Terran building armor for Maru, who's getting more command centers. Maybe thinking about taking those middle bases already.
Okay, they're not stuck on that rally point. It's just that poor little one.
Siege it at least.
Keep it protecting. All right. This game continues on. It rages on. Oof.
Oh, I think, okay, TY is going to try to section off this left-hand topside army and kill it with his entire own army, if he can. If he gets an engagement into this army when it's not sieged and like wins it clearly, he might be able to really come back in this game. But right now, Maru's going to push there forward, get a full attack and concave here against these tanks.
Yeah. Great scan.
Oh, he's coming in from multiple sides.
And this might be effective here for Maru. Who knows, as those Marines are coming in from the top. They actually kill off the siege tanks very, very fast here.
TY's setup around the middle of the map is insane, by the way. Like, this is like a mid grinder. You do not want to attack into this avenue, or even at the top here, it's going to be very hard for Maru. Maybe he can siege from afar against these orbital commands.
He lost a lot, though, to clean up that pocket of units that were up to the top left-hand corner, and Maru is still vastly far ahead in terms of army supply, as well as the amount of minerals he's got coming in at any time.
Actually, this is huge here, this pack of Marine going forward.
Oh my god.
Going to be getting on top of the production. If he gets the factories in particular, he can prevent further tank production.
Oh, he's going to do so much damage, and there's not really too much to reinforce. I mean, the Marines are coming back now for TY, but if he abandons locations in the middle, who knows what damage could happen. Another command center falls. Maru is claiming more bases, and he is looking now fully in control of this game.
Yeah, and he's on his side of the map being left completely undisturbed. He's been super cost effective in the last few minutes. Actually, in resources lost, doing pretty well. Couple thousands apart here, both players.
Yeah. Maru looking to force the issue to this left-hand side now.
Check the vision of TY. Look at all those exclamation marks. He saw this coming from afar. I'm actually surprised that Maru's going in there.
Yeah. I think he realizes that he has choked his opponent down quite heavily now.
And you don't want to start losing too many units for nothing, though.
True, true.
But he does have the +3 tank upgrades against no +3.
Definitely wants to claim this and continue claiming this location, though, because he wants to protect this planetary fortress.
Yeah, that base at the top is now super exposed, and Maru's going to go towards it.
And it's not even a planetary fortress, it's just an orbital.
Yeah, he's stretching his opponent out of position here, just using huge chunk of armies in multiple locations so that TY cannot defend accordingly.
Continue, and he's going to try and get out of this good position, and he does already. Even just forcing the liftoff is a victory here for Maru. Oh, siege tanks getting in spot.
Yeah, the big thing about this is that Maru's got his own base at 6 o'clock, so
yeah.
He's even preventing mining from that one at the top now. He's maxed out, he's got a bank.
Oh, he really wanted to get onto that Liberator, but the siege tanks just plowed those Marines down. Maru's going to have to retreat from this top spot. But surely, seeing all of this now, he should think that maybe pushing forwards... It's only 2 siege tanks on this left-hand side. Could have been a good idea, but...
Yeah.
And he's going to go.
Oh, he misses the one on the high ground, though, just below this.
Oh, yeah.
That scan barely missed those, and they're going to clean up nicely.
Yeah, they are, the Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings.
Actually here as well, providing that vision. Marines coming in from the top side as well. And
Scans on the high ground here to try and get these tanks, but this has been cleaned up here.
As much as that felt like a little bit of inefficiency from Maru, he still has so much army supply because he had so much income going on.
His reproduction is insane, and like the fact that he has 3 factories again helps so much. Like look at the production tab, 3 tanks at a time being made at all times. Oh, I think he wanted to siege right outside the vision here of those tanks, but now he's going to engage into them with all of his Marines. They're still trading. TY
has been crazy efficient in these engagements because Maru's just been like suiciding into them, but still Maru persists and Maru lives on, and he could even just drop Marines across these if he really wanted to, but the Marines are coming here.
If Maru keeps going that route though, he's gonna mine out eventually. Like he's still got a massive supply lead and way more army. He's trying to finish it now.
Oh, what a TvT. This is great.
This is what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
This is StarCraft.
This is awesome. As Maru now, he's reinforcing up to this location. He's so far ahead in supply. A lot of that is in workers right now, though. He just needs to get all of his army together, find a spot where the siege tanks aren't, and just break it.
If you look at the supply, like you think Maru can't lose, right? But actually, army supply 106 to 73. If Maru keeps on taking those really bad engagements, keeps on throwing away units, he could be in trouble.
Yeah, and this is a great little maneuver in here from Maru actually to breach this location. There weren't enough siege tanks protecting that. And that is forcing away some more of this mining from TY, which he absolutely is starving for at the moment.
Oof, man. What a game.
Siege
Maru's sensor towers actually spot some of the siege tanks at the top. So you see a couple of question marks, exclamation marks at the top. Hey, he's going to siege. And GG gets called. Eventually, TY gets choked out here on Daybreak. After both players mined out their side of the map and took those middle bases, it finally came down to that. That was a sick game.
Best game of our 3 qualifiers so far.
I'm glad we waited this long earlier to finally start following Maru, because this is really delivering.
Oh, that was a corker of a TvT. And now...
It wasn't even looking that good for Maru, I think, like for some time after TY brought the Walker count to even, and like in the mid-game was doing okay, but he just outmaneuvered him, I think. When he ignited the counter-attack with the Marines, that's when he started doing better. He went to top with more units. And just having those 3 factories was a big deal because he was almost always ahead in the tank count, which is very important.
I think staying up to the top left-hand corner for as long as he did with that half chunk of his army and doing as much damage as he did was so good from Maru. It's so difficult to actually get that done. As you can see, these fights.
A Reaper that's not a replay that's not a Reaper here.
Yep. Yep, even in TvT, there you go. But this is so back and forth between these two. Crazy
at this
games.
point, actually, it looked like TY was in a great position. Like he was sieging that base, but
we have invite.
Maru stayed very patient and just did what he needed to do, I guess.
Yeah, crazy, really cool. Hopefully, we get another good game on Echo between these two. Which does have the potential to be good on this map. These guys can get their 3 bases set up and hopefully locked down, and then from there we can get a similar game, which would be nice. We are just waiting for Golden's co-caster.
Such a cool game, man.
That was
TY
great.
had a much bigger bank at some point as well, too. Like, it's just...
And then he spent on 3 command centers and didn't really do anything.
And
with
also,
command
like,
centers.
you know, he just started being not cost-effective at all. Like, his attacks were being defended, and he wasn't defending as well as he could have. So it's just really Maru completely outmaneuvering him.
It really felt like that big drop into the main base.
That's the point where they're both maxed out, and TY has way more bank.
Yeah.
Army supplies are about even.
Has he dropped into the main by this point? I can't even see to the bottom left.
Yeah, that screen is way too far for me to do.
This was a great trade by TY, though.
Yeah,
he got
that was
Vikings, he
sick.
got a siege tank.
I really think that from there he was going to win for sure, but I think he just like that thing where they sent their Marine forward. Like, that was when Maru basically was like, all right, you want to play like this? Let's play like this.
Yeah.
And he was like, he went forward,
Whee.
and then from there, I think sending the Marines like this is okay, but you need to go for the main after.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like, because you leave the tanks in defense, but those don't really do much. Like, just the opponent cannot really attack into you. And Maru made the most of this situation by far, even though at first it looked like it was going to be really good for TY.
And I did miss a moment where a lot of these Marines from TY got killed off by siege tanks. So he was down like 22 Marines at one point when he was trying to break the 4th base location while these fights were going on the left-hand side. So there was a lot of action all over the place. Really great game, though.
Okay, you're observing. Did it justice for the most part.
Yeah.
6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, perfect rating. All right, so Echo is loading up and getting good to go here. Maru leading 1-0. If he wins this series, the next series that he will play would be a qualifying match. So let's get into it. Game number 2. Up to the top left, it is Maru in our red color. And down to the bottom right, it's TY in our blue color. And they put on quite the show. Let's hope for another barn burner here on Echo.
And this is actually a rematch from a recent match that they had about 2 weeks ago in the WESG Asia Pacific qualifier. That was in the finals. TY won 3-0.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Maru's already done better than he did in the previous match.
Well done, Maru. Yeah, that was a great game from him. Brilliant.
Keep in mind, it's just best of 3 as well, so he's going to be on match point here from there.
Yep. Certainly no reason that TY couldn't tie it up, though.
And we are far from done here, by the way, in this qualifier, because after this, we'll be doing the 4 qualifying matches.
Yes. That were exciting on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, has won against Kin.
No! It's
so the
the
winner
day.
of this plays us.
Oh, I
It's
know.
unavoidable.
I know what game we're going to next, boys. Are you kidding? Oh,
Alive beat Curious 2-0. Jackie's up 1-0 against Scarlet.
it's too good to be true. The dream's gonna crash
Hey.
and burn.
I talked about the revenge of the Terrans, man. It's
Yeah.
looking pretty good for Terran to maybe make it in this one, unless Has stops him.
He's gonna kill
Alive
him.
is in finals of his brackets
Nice.
against maybe Jack G or Scarlet.
Okay.
So then that would be maybe a guaranteed Terran. Bunny will face Bill in the final of the bracket, and then Billowy against Sue. Also.
Billowy's been doing really well.
Yeah, he beat Super
Yeah.
to make it there. And Sue beat Cyan.
Wow. Oh, God, we're in for some good games. Especially the next one. All right.
Mirror openers here this time around, so no double gas for either player. Last game, it was TY that went for the double gas and played very aggressive. Maru going for the earlier expanse.
See if these Reapers can really do anything. Not too easy in this matchup, of course. Because it'll end up being a second Reaper
Yeah,
coming
they
out
both
from
do
Maru.
a second one.
Yeah, okay.
And we've got a second gas for Maru, but not for TY. Not sure what he wants to go into here from there.
It's a shame. We keep getting little lag spikes as well. I do apologize for that. Not sure if it's us or anybody else, but...
Can you rewire the cables
Yeah, I just...
between Germany and Korea already
yeah.
and like fix it?
I'll relay them, one sec.
Hold my beer.
The best sentence.
Hold my G Fuel.
Hold my G Fuel. You know it's true.
Oh, that's what it was for, I guess. Third command center.
Oh.
On location.
Ooh,
TY. You naughty, naughty boy.
You cheeky chap, you. What are you doing?
If TY goes to a mall and sits on Santa's lap and he's seen those games, he's going to be like, you naughty, naughty boy. You're not getting anything for Christmas this year. Third command center in TvT on location against Maru. Now that's a man who has zero fears.
Yeah. But all I wanted was to go to IEM Korea. He's like, you're already in Korea. Feel grateful. Right.
All I wanted was to visit Gyeonggi and meet Apollo. He might get that.
Yeah, right.
If he gets rewarded here for this build order and not punished. Oh, Maru, he's going to check it.
Ooh, he sees it. And he gets this SCV as well. Very nice. I mean...
Oh, those mines. Oh, actually, both of them completely miss. And he's going to get chased down a little bit here. TY trying to land the sniper against that Hellion. He gets it.
Bombs. Don't go off.
And another Hellion comes in. So not only he went for the greedy build, he also defended perfectly behind it, but we've got a starport with a tech lab being added on here. Very important to point out, though, that tech lab is being added from the starport. It wasn't a starport swapped into a tech lab, so it's going to take much longer for any kind of Banshee to eventually be made than it would have been otherwise. And actually, this gets spotted. A Hellion just walked into his base, or drove into his base, rather.
Oh my god.
And spots everything, even maybe going to get some SCVs. TY.
TY.
Playing sick in that game number 2.
It's TY Town. Get out, scrub.
And Maru immediately actually doesn't go for a Banshee and goes for a Raven instead, even though he's getting Cloak. I wonder if this was just for show, or does he let it finish and gets maybe a later Banshee?
Yeah.
Hellion. Actually, Cyclone chasing Cyclone here for a second on the top right, but TY is going to be ending up pulling back.
Yeah. It's a bit weird, the micro with Cyclones, because they shoot so fast nowadays, but regardless, as that Raven is on the way, he did cancel Cloak. So after being all spotted, he's not going to go for it at all. There wasn't even an engineering bay down with that, so TY was so convinced that he was going to be fine with it. But he's just not really taking that precaution. He's going to get a Raven out for himself anyway. It's always good for the point defense drone later on, to be honest.
If you guys are interested in Jackji against Scarlet, by the way, that's up on Base Trade TV. Jackji still up 1-0.
Awesome. How's Scarlet looking in the second game? She's doing okay? Or?
It's just kind of the starts. 4 minutes in. Taking a third base.
TY moving out with the double Cyclone and Marines to the middle, and that third base for Maru, of course, is quite delayed in comparison, but he's getting his gases very, very fast there.
When
he's going double armory.
Well,
it's going to be now. He's going double armory. So Maru really.
I was wondering actually going into this game, because if there's, you know, one of the better maps to go for this is like one map where you can take a third fairly close to your other bases, and kind of turtle on a little bit more easily. So now the question remains. TY, does he go bio? And it looks so. He just swapped the barracks onto his tech lab, so Steam Pack.
Yeah. And second eBay.
Yeah, he started +1, yeah, so definitely going bio. So, man, Maru, he's playing against a fearless man, but he's fearless himself.
Yep. This is the true TvT test here. Mech versus bio.
It's so sick because he's so greedy as well. Like going for the 1-1 like this. Actually, look. In his main base, where he starts the factories, he already had the add-ons.
Oh,
it feels like he was planned from the start.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he dropped the scan, saw in his opponent's base as well that the tech lab on the barracks was whirring away, so he knows this is against bio.
Maru actually saturated the gases on his third base super fast.
Barracks going to position itself to spot any drops that are going down. Doesn't really need that at the moment. Doesn't want it to die off, though, because he wouldn't be able to make any factories. So, but there's no Vikings really around to really thwart it.
And TY scanned those factories, so he knows. We'll see if he makes any adjustments, like maybe he goes into more tank heavy himself. He's getting Vikings right now, adding on more barracks. We saw Innovation earlier in the previous qualifiers make mecha attempts look foolish with his own bioplay.
Cyclones are so weird to watch.
Yeah.
Alright, gonna start breaking this down. I say, man, it's the Ferret ult. It's great. It's so cool. All right, who scanned? That was not on this side. It was over here. Once again, he scans the main. Sees the second factory going down, so he's going to be going up against a lot of bio tank. Oh, third factory. Right after that scan had finished.
Yeah.
Ah.
I like it. I think against mech, you might have to go kind of tank heavy yourself.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
I wonder actually if he goes a bit more Marauder heavy, and we've got reactor and reactor, so I guess not.
Look how TY's setting himself up across the map. He's making missile turret and sensor tower right at the front next to these 3 bases. So
I think he might look to contain, just out-expand his opponents.
That's cool. That's really cool. Maru, wait, how many Vikings does he have? They both have 2. They both have a Raven each. The point defense drones are there. The Marines are the thing that Maru has to be concerned about when it comes to flying too close to that, because I think he has more Vikings.
The Cyclones look so funny, like they went straight forward. Put me in, coach.
I'll do it.
Let's go, champ.
Let's go. Oh, no. 4th base on the way on the right-hand side. Scans keep going down. He's scanning that army.
And Gyeonggi apparently was victorious against Scarlets.
Okay. This is cool by TY.
So he will face a life, guaranteed a Terran.
Ooh.
I warned you.
So at least 3 Terrans in the tournament. If more Terrans qualify,
maybe 5.
If more Terrans qualify through today, then the racial balance for the tournament in general is massively good.
I told you David Kim was doing a fine job, didn't I?
Well done, David Kim. Just look at those carries. Gosh.
Actually, do. Because they are broken. Man, 2-2 is so fast in this game for the mech player.
Yeah.
The bio player hasn't started 2-2. That the mech player almost already is more than halfway through done with it.
He's going to have Thors and extra tanks on the way to the front here. This is true trench warfare here, apart from one of the trenches on a high ground. But ignore that bit.
Oh, that drop is nice here on the left-hand side.
Yeah, going in.
TY seizing an opportunity here, trying to use the immobility of mech. Most likely going to pick up and go straight for the main as well, which Maru's not ready for.
Yeah, doesn't have any missile turrets here. A little bit of a folly by him, and he will lose some more workers.
The Liberators, though, cleaned up the tanks in the middle of the map. Raven!
Air warfare goes on. Point defense drone goes down as well, trying to soak up some of that damage. But he got so many workers, 22 workers, TY, running away with it.
That was cleaned up, though, so supplies are not even. And with Maru being 2-2 upgrades, I'm surprised actually that Maru didn't go for more turrets, especially on his 3rd base, you know, if he covered a full drop from there. The Vikings going on the left-hand side. Does he actually want to land that somewhere? Nope. Just going to come back in there. Maru actually going to engage with these 2-2 upgrades finish there.
Hellbat's being dropped across this as well. They do have the blue flame available to them. The siege tank's just trying to roll through this. And those Vikings, they could land and even clean this up completely, but it doesn't even require being done here. Maru dropping those Hellbats across that really messed around with the air.
And the Vikings across the map are going to land into that 3rd base. TY just counter-attacking, but actually they cannot escape now.
Yeah, sit above them and then just bring in some of the ground army to finish them off, and then they are guaranteed to die.
All your base belong to us.
Poor little guys. No, don't land! He can just pick them up now!
He left and off in the air that TY cannot take off and evacuate.
Nice. Really well done. Maru breaking out of that light contain across the middle of the map.
And TY now with the supply leads. It's mostly in walkers though, 72 to 47.
Scans still everywhere.
TY getting his own +2 attack upgrade here on his tanks. He's getting the +2 attack upgrade as well for the bio. It doesn't look like he wants to get armor at all, so he's kind of skipping on that. Not sure if that's voluntary or not. He's actually fairly low on gas. I guess because he's going biomech, so to speak. Tanks plus Marines. That's very gas heavy, and he's getting upgrades.
Yeah, that 3rd factory came in pretty swiftly for TY, who now is still pushing on this right-hand side here. His army supplies are almost exactly the same. It's the 25 extra workers he's got almost that are really putting in the work.
Yeah, having a 4th base set up quite a bit earlier here is nice for TY, but
there's no way TY can break this location.
Yeah, if Maru can preserve his setup for a long time there, he's going to be in great shape, I think, in this game. Posturing forward right now, making sure that TY has to be set up defensively. There is always the worry about a counter-attack with Medivacs. I cannot believe that Maru's 3rd base still has no proper turrets towards the left-hand side of it. And TY is actually going to go straight onto that fourth base of Maru here before the orbitals, the planetary fortress, sorry, is finished.
Here comes the drops in with the Hellbats as well, but they get cleaned up super fast here. TY made an absolute fantastic move from that left to the right, and then drawing the army out of position. And he gets a cost-effective trade against that army.
Yeah, still ahead in supply by quite a bit, taking a fifth base now at 6 o'clock. Maru, though, I'm a little bit surprised that Maru's playing so aggressive. I feel like he should just kind of turtle with his superior army and upgrades, and then eventually go for the fight when he's getting closer to maxing out. But he's been trying to be super active, which, I mean, can't complain, right? As a caster, you're going to see more action.
True. I suppose the mech against this biomech hybrid that TY is playing is harder now for the mech player to just get a full army and then just kind of steamroll across the map because of how strong siege tanks now are. Because the biomech hybrid would always just sit there and try and contain the mech player when he tries to push out. So, crazy to think about how it's kind of evolved in just a patch's time. It's TY just spreading himself out now himself, making sure his fifth base is on lockdown. He's got Sense Tower in the right position, unless the mech player would send like a medevac with some Hellbats in it. But even that's not going to happen right now. Pushing in again. Killing off some of the siege tanks at the front. Liberation zones to zone out.
Okay, no, I was like, why is he pulling back? But he had already calculated that those tanks were going to snipe the tanks of Maru. So that was definitely cost-effective. Trading a little bit of bio for this, for tanks of his opponents.
Thor, shoot them. God, the Thor range is so long.
Maru is so smart. He knows that on this right-hand side he's not going to be broken. So he's like, what could he do that could be scary to me? Maybe drop on the left-hand side. So he sent his Vikings there, hoping to catch a couple of medivacs. And guess what? There's 2 medivacs of TY with a bunch of bio just right below this. But TY, being a more intelligent person than some of the smartest people on Earth, he drops first.
Yeah.
And now he's going to get rid of the debris and kind of come into this base and force Maru to leave units there.
That's a big force on the left-hand side as well that Maru currently doesn't know about in those Marines and tanks, like looking to posture behind that double drop.
Check the vision of Maru real quick. Like on the right-hand side, thanks to the sensor tower, he sees all these exclamation marks, so he knows like where is what.
Yeah.
But he must know that because he doesn't see much on the right, there could be the army on the left-hand side that almost engages into him here.
And he was kind of dubious about that movement, so does stop it on that right. On the left even, I should say.
It's an interesting stage in the game now, by the way, where the bases where there was orbital commands are mostly mined outs. So usually you would want to drop some Hellbats to do some damage to the middle lines, but because it's planetary fortresses all over the place, you can't really. And also it's very easy to defend for the bio player, just send a couple units.
Yeah. Maru definitely on the ropes in regards to the positioning in this game.
So many units queued up from those factories in the main of Maru there.
Oh yeah? Yeah, quite a little bit then going on.
And he's about to max out. Actually gonna go forward here and attack into this army.
Here comes some dropped units from TY. He actually only drops one, realizing that it's probably not the best way to go in. And actually, Maru got a good trade there.
Yeah, that was really good here. He's on 3-2 upgrades, I mean. And Liberators on the right-hand side.
Yeah, might get one tank.
Ignite afterburners!
No!
Wrong game.
Wrong game.
Resurgence of the Storm! No, wait.
Oh god, no, please. Oh well. This location now, Maru has slowly broken his way out of that. And look how much he's established ground on his opponent's side of the map. But TY might exploit this. He might just go around and go and kill some bases off if he's not careful.
Yeah, that planetary fortress is gone there.
He's going up towards that fourth base, dropping across these siege tanks as well. Bio chasing down the siege tanks, and even just going straight at the planetary fortress. Needs to repair it as quickly as possible.
That might have been too late.
Oh, it's going to end up going down. Here comes Maru on the reinforcement, trying to get it, dropping some units across those bio forces as well on the backside with those Hellbats coming down. Siege tanks trying to flank on towards these. He will push TY's army entirely away and just reinforces with the command center.
How was there not a command center right there ready for this somehow? It's almost as if Maru had planned it. He's going to jump on the opportunity regardless, and he's got so many tanks left over.
Tagged and baited. Look at Maru now with this army. He's just going to push on towards this planetary fortress. TY is going to have to retreat out of this location. He's got a small army through the middle, but it's not enough to stop this. Oh my god, it just got one shot.
That was sick. Maru does not care about the Aligalac rankings, man. He wants to retake his throne as one of the absolute best terrains, or already is, to be honest, but What I'm trying to point out is that TY is ahead of him, recently beat him 3-0. Maru does not care. He's looking so impressive, and it looks like he might be a 2-0 here in a second.
And it looked like it might be a Maru-Haas qualification match.
God.
In the real world, we know how that goes, but...
Can you imagine how many oracles are going to fly into his middle line and break his will?
He's like, I literally just played some of the best games of StarCraft in the past month. And then you, Haas.
I just played an epic series against TY. Here we go, Haas.
Here we go. Maru is going to push on now through this middle location. His army supply is dwarfing that of TY's, and TY just doesn't even have their weapons upgrades on his siege tanks.
Drop across the map, which could do some, but I mean...
You know, the armor upgrades on these tanks as well is making a massive world of difference. It's 2-3 against 0-2. So TY, yeah, as much as you get a hybrid, it has this has gone on. It's just done so much.
Snipes the factory here across the map.
Nice.
Maru needs to focus on defending that properly there. You don't want to start losing some of these very important production facilities, especially since he's been on fire the whole game.
TY has spread his composition very thinly across the entirety of the map.
Ready for the one shot?
Where is it? That wasn't
not enough.
Everything needed to be in range.
Let's just say 4 volleys.
Yeah.
Boom.
Bye-bye.
I love how the SCVs as well, like automatically, they keep on mining and they go straight to those tanks.
No, please, no. And now TY scrambling for it, really. Setting himself up on this location here against this planetary fortress, Liberation Zone on that left-hand side. Liberate gets brought down.
He started repairing early enough here, I think, this time.
Yeah, and he's bringing in his reinforcements quickly enough to deal with this. And there's not even that many siege tanks left here for TY. He is going to end up dying right here, right now, as those Hellbats rain from the sky once again. Army supply vastly in favor of Maru. What a 2 games he has played here. GG. He goes on to play against the Breaker in Haas.
The breaker of will.
I can't believe that is a qualifying match.
I don't think, like, honestly, like, you kind of hope that Haas will make it this far, but at the same time, okay, no, to be honest, like, all right, he beat Nightmare, like, not even sure who that really is. He beat Welmu.
Yes.
It's PvP, right?
Yep.
Welmu is good at PvP, but he's a tricky player, so is Haas, like, by far more. Beating Keen, I think, is quite surprising, because I think Keen's really good. Last night, he was playing in the final of the Corsair Cup against Mana. I watched some of those games, and I thought Keen was playing really good. So
yeah.
For Haas to beat him 2-0, I wonder what happens. Did anybody... Was it streamed? Did anybody see those games? What happened? Like, how many oracles flew into the middle line?
If you did, you have to tweet at us so that we can fully know as well. But right now, that is a reality. Haas versus Maru as a qualifying match. Alive versus Bunny asked if they could go first because they have another league. So next match is that, apparently. Okay, cool. Oh, Alive and Bunny did. So you can see some of the final engagements here. Or in fact, some of the engagements just in general throughout this match. There's just so much going on. It's difficult really to tell. Maru, can't believe how well he was able to fight in this game.
Maru spotting the 3rd command center early on basically made him realize that he could play super greedy. So he was like, you know what? Mech with double armory opener. He literally was on factory for the first 5 minutes of the game, which is ridiculous if you think about it. Like, his production was like super minimal, but he knew he could get away with it just because he spotted that 3rd CC of TY. So as much as TY's opener was risky and can be very rewarding, he didn't use that as well. Even though he realized that it was going to be mech early, just the adjustments that he made.
Yeah.
He overextended a bunch with some of his drops and didn't keep on dropping later on when he could have, I think. So just Maru played like a beast.
All right, let's take a look at the brackets as well on your side of things, Todd, because, of course, we can actually see them on the screen right now. Awesome. So, as you can see, we have Kim.Kyung, a.k.a. Billowy, going to be going up against Sue. We have Bjorn versus Bunny, Gyeonggi versus Alive.
Maybe it's better if we look real quick at the Wikipedia so that we can highlight some of the previous results.
Yeah, we can do that too. Let's look at
these are our qualifying matches here.
In more detail.
Yeah, so this was like the first bracket where, honestly, like, Sue's roads, it looks good, but, you know, like Chan Kim, Psyark, and Cyan, not necessarily like the biggest names that you could think of, so it's good that he makes it in the qualifying match, though. And below it, though, I don't know what this guy has been training like, but beating Hush and then Super definitely is very impressive. He beat Punk as well, the guy who had beat Neeb just before. So
Yeah, must be good.
and then Bunny and Biol.
Yeah, we do know the order of the matches as well that we're going to get here, because two players had another tournament that they want to play at some point. So it will be Jakji versus Alive first, then Bjol versus Bunny, then Billoway versus Sue, and to round out the day, Haas versus Maru.
Happens last. We saved the best for last, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's going to be good. It is going to be good. For now, though, I think we can go to a break. We are actually getting an invite into the game, though. So let's see. Where is my invite?
How many Terrans will make it today? That's the question. One guaranteed, but then those Bunny beat Bill and those Maru beat Haas.
I think we might get 3. We'll see.
Yeah?
We'll see. All right, we're going to go to a quick break, and when we are back, we start our qualification matches, the last 4 for the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi.